First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rokakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing his truth and sincerity. So as I was meditating today on a lesson to bring out, the Spirit basically prompted me to speak on remembering the Lord and his mighty works. Remember that you're an Israelite, okay? And all the things that are written about the house of Israel, okay? Remember the commandments, remember the honor that will be bestowed upon those that endure, and being an Israelite alone should be a motivating factor. But one of the things I've come to, realize in this faith, as you walk, in this world, holding this knowledge, is that, you've returned to the old paths. You have forsaken, this new age way of living, and you've gone to the ancient ways, okay? Which will come back, okay? As Yahweh Bashim Yashai sets the kingdom up again upon the earth. So, the Spirit, had me to speak about remembering the Lord, okay? So I want to start here in the second book of Peter, in the 3rd chapter. It says, "This second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds by the way of remembrance." Okay, when you read these scriptures, okay, your mind is stirred up, okay, it's aroused, it's awoken, okay, from a sleep, okay, you're put into remembrance. These books are a reminder, okay, to you so-called Blacks, Latinos, and you Native Americans of who you are, okay, and what power you serve and how great, okay, and honorable it is to serve the Lord and to be an Israelite, okay? It says, "In both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance," right? Your mind is actually being stimulated, your thinking and your memories being refreshed, okay? We're remembering who we are, okay? And that's beautiful, because a lot of people, they're lost. Here it is, Jake thinks he got it, but in reality, he totally has forgotten himself. Okay. Let's get the book of Baruch to it. And we'll start at 30. It says, "For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves." And when you're out, okay, in your daily walk, you're remembering yourself. You're remembering that, you once knew these things. You got to put yourself in the story. The apostles, they've taught us to visualize what you're reading. You put yourself in the ancient world as the story, go as you read the stories, right? As you read the scriptures, and you can see our people being stiff-necked. You can see the scoffers and those that didn't believe on Yahweh Shai. You put yourself in the crowd and you marvel. You're like, wow, right? But here it is. We're remembering ourselves in the land of our captivities. You see? It says, "And shall know that I am the Lord their power, for I give them a heart and ears to hear." So we know. The Spirit bears witness. The Lord has given us a mind and ears to hear. Okay? It says, "And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name." And we do. We praise Yahweh Shem Shai in our captivity. Those that are here in Babylon are praising him in Babylon, and the brothers that are, captives in their and those scattered abroad are praising him in those lands. And we're thinking upon the name. Okay. We're the name is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it and are safe. It says, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds. For they shall remember the way of their fathers which sinned before the Lord. So, you come into this knowledge and you return from that stiff neck and them wicked deeds. You repent, because you see that all those things the Lord made good upon, okay, to our fathers, which we are our fathers. You see? It says, and I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers. And that's the land of Israel. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it, and I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. Right? You ponder on that land, and all the beauty that the Lord's going to bestow upon it at the second coming. It says, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their power. They shall be my people, and I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I have given them. You see? So you remember the covenant. You remember that was to who? That was to the Israelites. And the Lord's going to be our power. He's not going to, drive us out of that land. And we're going to see Israel, man, in all its splendor. Right now it's being trodden down of the Gentiles, but we're gonna see it, and we're remembering it now. The scriptures even say they shall surname themselves by the name of Israel, right? Even brothers are naming them sons Jeremiah and Isaiah, Israel, giving them Hebrew names and whatnot. This is Psalm 77 and 11. I will remember the works of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Surely I will remember thy wonders of old. So that's what we're doing. We're even, we got the Pasach coming up in 2 weeks. So we're remembering, okay, what happened, and to the Egyptians when they had us in captivity, by celebrating the high holy day, the solemn assembly.
Strong's H2142, Zacher,
Zakar, to remember, recall, call to mind. Remember, recall, to be brought to remembrance. You see that? To be brought to remembrance. You see? It says to cause to remember, remind, to cause to be remembered, keep in remembrance, to mention, to record, to make a memorial, make remembrance. You see? So we're remembering ourselves. We're remembering that we're Israelites. That alone should change your way of thinking, knowing that you're an Israelite, but it doesn't just stop there. Okay? You have to show obedience by obeying the commandments. Okay? It says, Psalm 77 and 11, I will remember the works of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Surely I will remember thy wonders of old. I will meditate also of all thy work and talk of thy doings. And that's what we do. You meditate when you're at work, you listen to a video, you get your daily bread every day, you're going about your business, pondering and talking, you know, of the Lord, even in your mind. You philosophize about the scriptures. You're trying to, you try to stay in the spirit, talk to brothers, put things in the chat. All this is being done in the remembrance of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and who we are. We're Israelites. Let's get Psalms 89 and 50. Remember, Yahweh, the reproach of thy servants, how I do bear in my bosom the reproach of all the mighty people, right? And one of the things too, that brothers in this truth, man, you remember how we're basically being chastised. We're basically bearing our cross, and we're bearing the indignation of the Lord because we sinned against him. It says, remember, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the reproach of thy servants, how I do bear in my bosom the reproach of all the mighty people. Right? You're in this truth. What do? You're remembering how, we're all afflicted. All the brothers, how jacked up our nation is. It says, wherewith thine enemies have reproached, O Yahweh, wherewith they have reproached the footsteps of thine anointed. You see, the enemies, they're reproaching. They're speaking ill of us, of the Israelites. It says, O Yahweh, wherewith they have reproached the footsteps of thine anointed. Right? That election, who we hope we are, because, we're coming back to remember who we are. You see? But, we have enemies reproaching us. So, we do bear in our bosom, in our spirit, always bearing about the dying of Yahushai, how our people are afflicted, our enemies want us dead, they're going to persecute us, but we still remember the Lord and his works. It's part of being in the truth, remembering that, this is not our rest. This is the book of Psalms 106. And 4, remember me, O Yahweh, with the favor that thou bearest unto thy people. O visit me with thy salvation. Right? So, that's our hope, that the Lord has favor, on us. The favor that he's always bared towards his people Israel. It says, O visit me with thy salvation. It says that I may see the good of thy chosen, that I may rejoice in the gladness of thy nation, that I may glory with thy inheritance. Right? We want to see the good of the chosen. We want to be of the chosen. We want to rejoice in the gladness of the nation being saved. You see, that I may glory with thine inheritance, right? That you may glory and be part of those that inherit everlasting life. It says, we have sinned with our fathers, we have committed iniquity, we have done wickedly, and that's of a truth. Our fathers understood not thy wonders in Egypt. They remembered not the multitude of thy mercies, but provoked him at the sea, even at the Red Sea. And some, Israelites, even to this day, they don't know they're Israelites. They don't remember the multitude of the mercies that the Lord had on the whole nation as he brought them out. It even tells you that in Jude 1 and 5. It says, I will therefore put you in remembrance, though you once knew this. You see, so even Jude put those in remembrance who read the book of Jude. Though you once knew this, right? And we all once knew this. If we're part of that elect, it's just being stirred up. We're just remembering who we are. How the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believe not. The scriptures remind you over and over again of what's going to happen to those who don't believe. Those who don't remember the Lord's mighty works, and the favor that he shows to his people. It says, our fathers understood not thy wonders in Egypt. They remembered not the multitude of thy mercies, but provoked him at the sea, even at the Red Sea. Nevertheless, he saved them for his name's sake, that he might make his mighty power to be known. Okay? It's just word's sake.
Strong's H 4616. Ma'an. Ma'an.
It says purpose, intent, for the sake of, in the view of, on account of, for the purpose of, to the intent that, in order to. Right? The Lord saved, okay, them, okay, for the purpose that he might make his power, his mighty power, to be known. Okay? He rebuked the Red Sea also, and it was dried up, so he led them through the depths as through the wilderness. And these are the things we have to remember, man. What mighty nation, what mighty power we serve, and how mighty, he wrought deliverance. Okay? It says, and he saved them from the hand of him that hated them and redeemed them from the hand of the enemy. Okay? And the waters covered their enemies. There was not one of them left. Then believed they his words. They sang his praise. Okay? But then it says they soon forgot his works. They waited not for his counsel. Okay? Then and the story goes on. It recounts what happened in the time of Egypt. Okay? And you can read the rest. I just wanted to bring out that little account. Okay, how basically we have to remember these things. Remember that we're Israelites. Remember who you are. Remember, there you go, using that word remember. In the movie The Lion King, and that was a spiritual movie, if you compare spiritual things with spiritual things, you see that when Rafiki was telling Simba, he's like, I know your father. And Simba was like, oh yeah, but he's dead. He's like, nope. He goes, think again. And he takes off and runs into that water hole, right? And he's like, look, he's right there. And Simba looks into the water and he doesn't see anything, but then he's like, look harder. And then he sees Mufasa, right? And then Mufasa comes to the clouds and he says, you have forgotten yourself. You've forgotten me, therefore you have forgotten yourself. And that's the thing, we can never forget Yahweh Bashem Yashai, because the day we do, we forget ourselves, and we have forgotten ourselves. Scriptures say, my people have forgotten me days without end. You see? So, now more than ever, we have to take on that, that identity, okay, of Yasharallah being the Prince of the Most High. You see? And not just some regular Joe, because we're far from that, man. We are set apart from the other nations, right? It says, Psalms 22:7, all the ends of the world shall remember and turn unto the Lord, and all the kindreds of the nations shall worship before thee. You see, all the ends of the world shall remember and turn unto the Lord. They're going to remember. Everyone is going to remember. The Lord's going to make his presence felt, and he's doing it now by visiting the world with all these calamities and having all of this prophecy come to pass. It says, and all the kindreds of the nations shall worship before thee, for the kingdom is the Lord's, and he is the governor among the nations. All they that be fat upon the earth shall eat and worship. All they that go down to the dust shall bow before him, and none can keep alive his own soul. You see, no one's going to keep their own soul alive. It'll be up to Yahweh Bashem Yashai whether you live or die. Okay? So, I'll end it there. It's something that was on my spirit. I often think about this, like, I often say to myself, you're coming back to remembrance of who you really are. We're taking on another form, even looking like, men of the ancient world, especially in thought. Okay. Remember, the scriptures say that our people going away not cast up. People want to off-road into, different ways of life. And really, the Lord gave us this word, in this modernized hell world, but Lord willing, this is edifying. We definitely are remembering ourselves. Again, I hope it was edifying. Shalom.